Hello and welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, thank you to the people that subscribed and also to people that took the time out of the days to put some comments in there. It's always very nice to see, and I have responded. So yeah, I do agree. There's lots more to this game to explore, and as usual, it's easy to get sidetracked, so you start by building out a simple base and going around exploring the island, and this is inevitably what happens. We end up with something like this. So this is ARK Survival Ascended. I have been playing this from the start in a series of episodes with the difficulty settings down towards the easiest end of the spectrum, or easier, should I say. So rather than having to focus too much on the survival aspects, I could kind of get a feel for the game and just the size of it. And so where we are at the moment is quite exciting. I did a couple of videos where I didn't do any commentary, just did a playthrough. Be interesting to see in the comments what the preference is, because I do intend to carry on doing that. So with some of my free time, I'll talk about just general process or progress updates, and other times I'll just do a playthrough or a continued playthrough and record it. So as you can see, our character now has a wonderful ghillie suit which we've crafted out of the flora and fauna around us. I've not seen whether that works or how it might work in terms of dinosaurs being able to see us just yet, because I'd spent a lot of time into crafting our wonderful homestead here. And a very exciting development, it was the opportunity to craft a raft. That rhymed and I didn't mean it to. And oddly, the things that I put on there do seem to have disappeared since it came out of the game. So I'd crafted a chest to put a bit of storage on there, and also a fire, but we don't need to worry too much about that. So that means that we can go off upriver, exploring more of the island. Hopefully that means that we avoid some of the bigger dinosaurs and the dangers until we're ready to face them. Our home, as you can see here, has become quite extensive. So we've got our little jetty here. We also, in one of the episode videos where I did talk through it, talked around the taming mechanics. And we have Para, our good buddy here. Just check the inventory to make sure he's still well fed. Yeah, he's all good, and he's got quite a few skill points there to put in there. So I think, what do we want to do? If he's going to be our protection, then we'll put some points into the damage that he can inflict, some into health, because taming them can take a little bit of time. And so weight is what he can carry for us. I think damage. Okay, there we go. So we've used all of that. Other updates, we have crafted our smithy here to be able to fabricate more impressive gear, and we have a forge to refine some materials. So I've not yet quite worked out how to do that. I have on the forge, so we can put basically metal in there and turn it into metal ingots. The crafting bench or smithy, couldn't quite work that out, so I'll have a little look on good old Google, just so that I'm not spinning a video where I try and muddle through it. Storage wise, this is outside the property, and the property is not protected because this is a single player campaign, so I don't have to worry about other real world players. Here we have a preserving bin, so that's going to mean that food and things like that that we put in there will hopefully spoil a little bit more slowly. And inside the house, which I'll show you in just a sec, we also have a mortar and pestle. So we can start to kind of delve a little bit deeper into the crafting mechanics. We're good to go there. So I wanted to balance that with obviously doing a bit more exploration as well. And So the plan, I won't do it in this video because I'm going to keep this relatively short, is to get on our raft and go off, do a bit of exploring, and then what I will do is I will genuinely, not every base has to be as complex as this, I will be creating mini bases around the map, which I'll just bring up so you can get an idea of the scope. So as you can see there, that's how much we've explored currently, and that's on various playthroughs. So I've probably not really ventured much beyond this little grid here. So the plan, as I say, is probably we'll start with the coastline, and we'll build little bases so that we can fast travel around the map. That's the grand plan. Over here we have storage, which I've kind of hopefully been a little bit more organized with. So we've got all our foodstuffs in here, and it looks like we've got a maximum capacity of 99 of each of those items. We don't need rotten food, thank you very much. So we can now move an additional item hopefully over here. Yep. And ordinarily what we could do is, rather than having to drag and drop everything individually, once we've filled the slots in the inventory, then we can press L1, I believe it is, to stack items. So the main use of those, we can consume them without getting sick, that's all good, but that is useful for our dino friends as we tame them. Over here we have, I accidentally crafted quite a number of clubs, as you can see. Not sure that I really need that many at all. And there were some storage materials in this one inside the house then. So we also have another preserving bin there. You can use that for storing items as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be food, and it's got a fairly decent capacity as well. So it's better than the small storage boxes. You can craft a bigger wardrobe type thing as well. So there's our home on the outside, and we've called it Home Sweet Home. There we are. The ground floor, we have a nice bench to sit on. We have a fireplace. Now, for some reason, even though I've put wood in there, there isn't an option to light that, which is a bit of a shame because that would have looked nice. I think you can cook food on there, so it's more than just aesthetic. We got our nice little sea view here, and upstairs we have our simple bed so that we can spawn back here if we die, and also as a fast travel point, and the mortar and pestle over here where we can craft these items. So this one seems a little bit more straightforward in that, as I've learnt so that's our parrot in the background. Yeah, as you learn the blueprints or the engrams, as they call them here, these do seem to automatically go into the inventory and then show you which materials that you need. So we can make preserving salt, clay, spark powder. Cementing paste actually comes in really useful for crafting some of the other items, and gunpowder as well. So that's a little bit more straightforward. So I will work out, I'll have a little look at the fireplace and whether it's just me missing something, and also that smithy as well, so that we can start crafting some more impressive items. So that's the home base at the minute, and another fire down there just to cook our food on. Then this gives me a nice little base to basically fill up my inventory with things that I might need to go on a little adventure. I'm just going to pop some of those clubs into the storage here, because we definitely don't need that many. In fact, I'm going to shift everything over. And so the area that we chose for our home base was because it had lots of palm fronds around, which is our primary building material. So that's all this. What we're going to do is, just for this video, we'll go and tame another dino. So these are thankfully carnivores, so they're not too interested in eating us, which is good. And that does mean that I'm going to need, so hopefully I've just harvested some more berries now that I've put them away. And unfortunately it is a little bit, there they are, a little bit more brutal in terms of the taming of the larger animals, because we've got to use the club to make them unconscious. So let's tame this one. And also what we were able to craft was a basic wooden shield as well. It can be a bit challenging to track them, as you can see. He's quite fast, and there's quite a lot of open space for him to get away. This is more challenging than I thought it was going to be. And we should be relatively light on our feet here because we haven't got anything in our inventory. Oh, where's he gone? Okay, this I'm making this look a little more complicated than it needs to be. Okay, so now that they're unconscious, what we need to do is go into the inventory, and we're going to shift over. I'm never really sure which berries do what. Because they're so easy to harvest, we're just going to put essentially one of everything in here. And we're going to have two heads up kind of displays here. So one is for how long the dino will remain unconscious, and the other one is a taming progress bar. So again, because this is on the kind of easier end of the spectrum, although it wasn't a specific mechanic to make taming the dinos easier, it does seem to kind of link into the thing overall. So at the moment, it doesn't look like any of that stuff is going to help to tame him. Okay. Oh. I thought he was waking up then. Ah, now it's gone yellow. So you can probably see that little hexagon thing in the corner there. And that's going to... So the kind of mechanic, I suppose, is that while they're unconscious, as they become hungry, they'll kind of rouse a little bit and eat some of the fruits that we've given them. For the larger dinosaurs, as you'd expect, it's substantially harder to get them unconscious in the first place, and particularly for the T-Rex. That one's still taming. Particularly for the T-Rex, it was needed a lot of prime meats. That involved going and unfortunately harvesting some other dinosaurs. So I'm just going to grab some more berries here, just in case. So if you don't manage to tame the dinos, if they regain consciousness, then they will just disappear off again, and then you have to repeat the process. There we go. So once it's tamed, you'll be able to name your parasaur. I imaginatively called the last one Para, so we'll call this one Saw. And what I'll do is, as I say, in the other videos, there we go. In the other videos, I'm going to go off on the raft and kind of set up little base points around the island so that we can get an idea of the different animals. So we've got huge brontosauruses. I did manage to tame a T-Rex on one of my playthroughs as well, but you needed to be level 75 to be able to craft the saddle that you needed to ride him. So we know that we can already craft a parasaur saddle because we have one. As you can see, we need hide. So hopefully we've got some of that in our inventory here. I just need to remember which box I put it into. So I know the first one, there we go. The first one, if we look to the right there, was all foodstuffs. So, where's he gone? I was going to say they usually follow you around. Okay, so let's craft the saddle. Back into our crafting menu here. And parasol saddle. Oh, we still need some more. We don't have quite enough there. We got 62 and we need 80. That might mean that we need to go and find ourselves another dinosaur. Okay, so let's do that. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be this pterodon. Now, these ones, in terms of experiences so far, are very difficult to tame. As you can see, he was ready to fly off there. So what I'd hoped to be able to do is see whether we could tame one to literally then fly around the island. So that's another thing on my to-do list. That would be quite impressive. Okay, so we've got all the materials to craft that. Let's go ahead and do it. And we command the dinos through this radial wheel here. So we've got different options, follow options, stay options, and attack are the main ones that I use. So let's go into his inventory, and then you can see there that there's a little slot for us to be able to drag in the saddle, like so, and then we can ride him. We got an attack there, and we've also got a little bit of a speed up button. So we've now got para and saw. We'll dismount him here. Actually, what I'm going to try, just before we end the video, is see if we can get him on this raft. Unfortunately not. Oh, and we're a bit trapped. That didn't go entirely as I planned. Okay, so we will leave our two buddies here to protect our home. And the reason that I use the stop command is that they will follow you around and it can be a bit intrusive. The other thing, and this might sound odd, is they make good place markers. So when you're on your world map, the heads up menu, you can see there that they track. So those two blue dots in the left hand side of the screen. With my famously bad sense of direction, it means that I can head back to my home base, especially when you go further into the jungle and there's a lot of dense foliage. It can be quite easy to get turned around in there. And so those are my plans for the rest of the follow through. I think we've invested enough time into the house here to show the different things that we can make. I'll have a little search around to see just how we use the smithy, so I can put that into the video. Everything else is pretty straightforward in terms of crafting. We got a decent amount of kit here. Ideally, I would have taken one of the dinos on my little exploration, but I'm quite eager to use the raft and kind of cover a bit of ground as well, because it's very easy just to stick to the area that you're in. So yeah, overall game, I think it's really impressive. So I think it's gone back up to full price on sale. I think it paid something like, I want to say like £25, which meant that it also came with, I think, 3 or 4 kind of DLC biomes. So this one is the island. This is the kind of I suppose the most picturesque one. There's then a desert. There's one of a ruined ark where everything's gone a little bit wrong. And so yeah, it's a case of I suppose leveling up now. It'd be good to be able to ride the T-Rex. I'd love to be able to tame a pterodon so that we can see whether we can actually physically fly around the island. So lots and lots of scope. This is single player, so it's more chilled. I can kind of combine the base building and exploration without too much fear of being eaten alive by pretty much everything that wants to kill you. I'll just end the video with one other thing that just occurred to me, is that because you're on a single player and you'll populate back into the world, that does mean that you can change the difficulty settings. So if then, as we just said, what we want to be able to do is tame some of the bigger dinos, then we can actually adjust the difficulty settings on the fly, so that we can do that and it doesn't take kind of 3 days to be able to do it, which is a really nice mechanic. Obviously on hosted servers and dedicated servers, then it's only fair that there's a fair playing field, and so you're going to go into the world rules and the mods that have been set by the server host, and that makes perfect sense. Otherwise you can end up kind of spawning in with nothing but an axe and immediately get attacked by a T-Rex or something similar. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Once again, thank you to those that added comments. If you could, if you come across this video by whatever means, then there's plenty more on the channel, and I'm hoping to grow it. So if you could hit that subscribe button, it is free and it only takes a second, and it just means that the videos get a little bit further up those precious search engines. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall be back with a future episode without the commentary. We'll jump on our raft and go and explore the island.